Hey, JC.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well on yourself?
Good. It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I know. Like over a year, huh?
I know, just about. You're over a year, basically. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while. Good to see a friendly face. How's the family?
Yes. Good, good. I have my baby now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. Boy, I can't remember, boy or girl.
Girl. Yeah, I think last time I saw
Oh,
you, I
yeah.
had just like found out and I told you, and he's 5 months now. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man. That's amazing. You got a bundle of joy in your hands. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's
What,
something, yeah.
what's, the, what's her name?
Camila.
Camila?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Just, making the best of it, trying to stay busy. Well, we're
Yeah,
we're busy, of course, but
a
all is
different
good.
kind of busy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So let me go. Can I share my screen?
Yes. Let me see. This is my first time participating in the expo because last semester expo I was on leave.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like I'm a bit nervous about messing things up, but
Nah, so we'll make it work.
this is my second session, so I think I got it.
How has it been so far?
Well, we just started at 3 and everyone has had attendance in their session so far. So
Okay,
that's a good
nice.
sign.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I can share my screen.
I believe you can.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, here we go. All right. And you just let me know whenever you think I should start.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wait a minute or two.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and be off camera. I'll be here though.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. I guess we'll go ahead and begin. First and foremost, thank you for joining the this global expo regarding this session, the session for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and to learn about our study abroad and study away programs. Once again, thank you for joining, and I hope this session is beneficial to you. Should you have any questions, please feel welcome to go ahead and type them in the chat, or you can just blurt them out at the end of this presentation or type them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer all of your questions thoroughly. All right, so let's begin. My name is JC Cover, and I am the study abroad advisor for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. So I'm one of your advisors out of the many that we have on campus. Okay. All right. So the College of Humanities and Social Sciences is we normally offer up to 8. It can be more, just depending on the demand. Experiential learning programs annually. Now, let me just stop myself here. I know during this time, during this pandemic, it's a funny time to be talking about studying abroad or studying away in the first place. But you have nothing to lose to learn about it. You'll have nothing to lose to plan for it. In the event things gets back to normal and we can offer on-site programs, or we can, return back to campus, I guarantee you, you want to be prepared to study abroad or study away if that's something that interests you. You'd want to get this information earlier rather than later. Rule of thumb, my advice is that you plan at least a year in advance, right? Don't wait for the last minute, because I guarantee you, you're going to have issues. And most students who don't study abroad, it has to do with financial reasons, or, poor financial planning. Okay. So this is a great opportunity to learn about the upcoming programs that we have to offer, learn about the requirements, and make the right choices, that will suit you. All right, so we offer about 9 experiential learning programs. This would include one spring program to London, and we normally offer that every year. It's a 13-week long program, and I like to refer to this program as the entree to all of our programs, because it's a long-term program. We also offer 4 to 7 various summer abroad programs, right? Um, these programs can include a variety of programs around the world, which I'll touch on in the next slide. These are great because they're short term, right? And they can range anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks in the summer. So, if you don't have plans, or if you like to earn extra units, get on track, or get ahead of the game, these summer programs would be beneficial for you. And then finally, we also offer a study away program, which translates to a program that's offered domestically here in the US, which is our Cal State DC Spring Summer Program. So, yes, it's in the name, it's offered in the spring and summer. The spring is 13 weeks, it can be 13 to 15 weeks, depending on what the director is going to offer. Or the summer is a 6-week program. So it's shorter again in the summer, and it just allows more flexibility for those who cannot take, time off in the spring, or a large duration amount of time. All right, so this is a breakdown of what our roster or calendar would generally look like. So in the spring, again, we normally offer London every year, and our DC Scholars Program in Washington, DC every spring. Okay. And the summer, although this is not all of our programs that we have offered, but this is at least programs that we have offered in the past, and most of them, and programs that we plan to offer in the future. Okay. So again, the DC Scholars Program, we've offered a program to Brazil, Cambodia, Costa Rica, Denmark, France, Germany, Guatemala, Indonesia, which is an upcoming one, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Portugal is another upcoming one, and Spain. Right. So, we're pretty global and diverse when it comes to offering different programs around the world, just to, ensure that we can touch on a large target market, and offer programs just around the world that can touch on different student interests, right? So you won't be just it's not a limited amount of programs, it's a variety of programs that you can select from depending on what your interests are, and essentially where you would want to go. So you may ask, why would I want to study abroad in the first place? Well, the most obvious reason: this is your chance to see the world. This is your chance. I will say it again, your chance to see the world. All right. So by studying abroad, you will be able to travel to new places you would otherwise not have visited, most likely. We have a saying in the college: study abroad now or wait till you retire. Because once you've graduated and you have a family and you have other obligations, it will make it harder to travel, and until you retire, and where you have that flexibility. But while you are, in school as a student, if you have the time, take advantage of it, because you just might not be able to get this opportunity again until later on in life. You'll experience a brand new country with incredible new outlooks, customs, food, music, and activities that will be part of your program. You won't be limited to traveling to just one nation. For example, our London program, it's very common for students to venture out to different countries in continental Europe on the weekends. The faculty and our program directors, they encourage it. If you're free on the weekend, travel, go to Germany, go to Italy and come back, just as long as you're back on Monday in class. And this works for our London program. It also works for our other European programs, depending on what country it is. Like it's possible to do something like that if you're in Germany or perhaps Italy. But I can tell you for a fact, for our London students, it's not uncommon for students to venture out and travel to different countries while they are participating in their program. Personal development. There's nothing quite like being on your own in a foreign country. You might find that studying abroad really brings out your independent nature. Students who study abroad become explorers of their new nation and really discover the curiosity and excitement that they harbor. Furthermore, you'll have the chance to see a side of your major that you may not have been exposed to at home. I had a student once tell me she went to Italy, what was it, Ireland a couple years ago, and she said, while we were in Ireland, in Dublin, Ireland, walking the streets, it literally felt that we pulled the text out of the textbooks and experienced it firsthand. I could never, I could never compare the comparison between what I'm experiencing now in comparison to what I would have experienced in a regular traditional classroom is far, far advanced. And this is coming from a student. And again, not to say that your education in your traditional brick and mortar setting is not valuable as it is, but when you study abroad, it takes it to a different level, believe me. Furthermore, you'll have the chance to see a side. Oh, I said that. Okay, so although being in a new place can be overwhelming at times, this will test your desire and ability to adapt to a diverse situation while being able to problem solve while you're there. Enhance your network. Um, studying abroad, Studying abroad will allow you to put you in a position to build invaluable relationships with people from all around the world. You just never know what opportunities are there. You'll be able to take on a new culture. Um, Also, these programs are open to all majors, so it doesn't matter what your discipline is. Even if you haven't declared a major yet, these programs are open to you, which is one of the advantages that the College of HSS has with their programs. It's not uncommon to encounter a program, let's say, for example, from the College of Communications, that's only open to comm majors because of how the program is structured, right? But because of the type of classes that we offer for each program, it makes it open to every major and non-major, just as long as you meet the qualifications. CSU faculty led with study abroad providers. With these programs, you wouldn't be going alone. We're not going to throw you out with the wolves and have you fend for yourself. You would be accompanied by a CSUF faculty member who has either been to the country before or has an extensive knowledge about the culture and the country alone, in conjunction with study abroad providers. We work with study abroad providers. For example, a big one that is very popular on campus is the American Institute for Foreign Study, or AIFS. They help universities and colleges build customized study abroad programs, right? And with them there, they're basically there to support the faculty when in need 24/7. If someone gets sick, they're there to take them to the hospital. If a student is having a hard time getting acclimated to the country, they're there to assist the student and provide counseling. They set up all the housing for all of your programs. So you could be staying in apartments, homestay, which means staying with a family. Um, let's see, student dorms, student housing lodges. They set all that up for you and for us, so you wouldn't even have to worry about that. They set up your ground transportation to and from all of your academic field trips, your tours to and from the airport, all that other planning things that you would have to think about if you were to travel on your own, that can sometimes be a headache. You can alleviate all that because they take care of it for us and for you. One of my favorite benefits is that you'll earn 3 to 6, well, generally 6 units of GE course credit in every program, except London and DC in the spring. Since it's longer, you'll actually earn a minimum of 12 units up to 15. But in the summer, you would earn 6. And again, if you don't have plans in the summer, why not take advantage and earn 6 units in Germany, in Brazil, or whatever program is available and where you would like to go, take advantage, right? Because if you don't, you may miss out on that. But by earning the 6 units, it could either put you ahead or get you back on track to graduate when you would like to graduate. Academic field trips are included. Every program, there's something that you would be doing. Whether it's visiting the Berlin Wall, or hiking in the mountains of Costa Rica, or a a visit to a lion sanctuary, which basically you would be living and working with lions in a safe environment, of course. A visit to Robben Island, which is in South Africa. And there's just so many. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but every day you would be doing something, essentially. Typically, excuse me, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the faculty would give you time off to do some explorations on your own, with your peers. But Monday through Thursday, expect to be out of the classroom or just outdoors exploring. This is a safer way to travel. You wouldn't be alone, as I mentioned earlier. You'd be traveling with a group of students and also with faculty. Short-term and long-term programs, internship opportunities. What did not mention is that our London program gives you that option to intern for an organization that relates to your major or to the career that you would like to pursue after graduation. Um, this is a very big one. Most students who go to London decide to intern because, again, it gives them that exposure and that experience that they may need to set themselves apart and become more of a marketable person or applicant when they are applying for a job. One of the biggest benefits about the internship component connected to the London program is that you will not have to find your placement. We do it for you. All you simply have to do is complete the application, give us examples of where you would like to intern, and we would try to find something that complements to your liking. These are unpaid internships, which you might view it as a drawback, but look at it like this: you'd be gaining the experience and exposure in a different country that many of your peers would not have that opportunity. Many other applicants would not have that as well. This is something that you can actually put on your resume. And then finally, reduce program fees. The College of H&SS makes it a point to find funding to reduce the cost of these programs. Now, we'll be honest, not every program is dirt cheap. And when I say dirt cheap, I'm not referring to the value of the program, just the cost of it. But it's common to encounter a program that has a price tag that you'd probably think we were lying. For example, we had a Vietnam program, right? It was a summer program to Vietnam, 4 weeks. Generally, that program would cost about $2,000, right? And that would cover your housing, your ground transportation, group meals, field trips, tours, and international travel insurance. I remember I said 2,000. That program was reduced to $500. We had a South Africa program, and to get to South Africa alone is it can be pretty expensive. Just a ticket. Well, the ticket was more expensive than what we were able to bring the program fee down to. That program fee is generally $3,000, which is the norm, right? And again, it covers everything that I had mentioned that would be covered in the Vietnam program. This program was reduced to about $750, right? And again, this has to do with the extra funding that the college looks into or applies for, and along with the faculty, to help reduce these programs for you guys to make them more cost effective, or more appealing, in terms of the cost. Because again, we want students to do these kind of activities, but we understand that cost can be a big factor for students. So we make it a point to try to find ways to help reduce the program fees. All right, so let's talk some reality here. We all know that, unfortunately, that we're going through a pandemic right now, a very unfortunate pandemic, and because of it, on-site study abroad and study away learning has been postponed. Hopefully, and up until 2022. But as of now, you can still study abroad virtually, of course. I know it's not the same, but you will still be able to earn units. These are the two programs that we will have to offer this summer. I know it's nothing like actually going to these places, but if I were to tell you it's free, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose, but all to gain. You would be earning 3 units of upper division, 3 to 6 units of upper division GE, right? Coursework. This would also prepare you for an on-site endeavor. So if Yucatan, Mexico, or London, England was a destination you wanted to visit in the future, by participating in this virtual endeavor would at least give you the advantage and exposure ahead of time before you actually even go. Right? So you would have that advantage. It's inexpensive, and I say inexpensive, most likely these programs would be free. You would just have to pay for your tuition and be available to participate in the either asynchronous or synchronous courses and virtual activities. Virtual activities could include virtual tours, museums, archaeological sites, cooking class, team building activities, and more. It just depends on what the faculty wants to offer, to enrich the program and make it as appealing as possible for you. So again, I totally understand, the whole virtual studying abroad or studying away endeavor is new, but honestly, I don't think you'd regret it. You have nothing to lose but all to gain by simply trying it out, especially knowing that it most likely may be at no cost to you. All right, so for 2022, we hopefully, when things get better and we're able to get back to campus and offer on-site programs, which would be our regular system, again, in the spring, London, England is what we offer every year. In the summer, we plan on offering Austria, a program to Cambodia and Vietnam. It's a dual program, so you would be in Cambodia for 2 weeks and in Vietnam for an additional 2 weeks. Then Costa Rica, Indonesia, Mexico, and Portugal. Now imagine you participated in the virtual program last year, 2021, from Mexico, and you decided to go again, or you decided to participate again, but on the on-site version. Imagine the advantage you would have, right? Imagine what your expectations would be. They'd be more realistic because you already had a virtual glance of what to expect in Mexico, and same thing for London. All right, so this is a program matrix that we had back in 2019. I purposely put this up because I just wanted to show you what the program fees were at one time. Our Cambodia program, um, it got down to $1,200 initially. Initially, it was about $2,500, but again, because of the extra funding that the college was able to secure and the faculty, it was reduced to $1,200. And again, that fee pays for your housing. The students were housed in tourist class hotels. Keep in mind, for this program, meals were available every day, um, courtesy of the hotel that they were staying at, the Baby Elephant Hotel. Their ground trip ground transportation accommodations, which would include round trip ground transportation to and from the airport, their field trips, their tours, and international travel insurance. That's all they have to pay to cover that 4-week endeavor. And then let's look at South Africa. Again, South Africa typically is about $3,000, and that's just normal, right, for that program because of the duration and how far it is. It was brought down to $729. You know, all of these programs are impacted. We could only take up to a certain amount, and for South Africa at that time, we were only allowed to accept 20 students. There were like 50 students, more than 50 applicants, wanting to get in because of that fee. So again, back to my point earlier, you just never know what opportunities are available, or you never really know if a program would be within your budget if you don't look and stay engaged, because there are opportunities out there. Also, scholarships are available The College of HSS every year attempts to offer a at least a study abroad scholarship of at least $500 up to $1,000. Well, if you were to get that scholarship, that would have easily covered your South Africa program and a portion of your Cambodia program. So, it's up to you, but believe me, this is something that can be a reality. Requirements. You must have at least 30 college credits earned, and this would include your, credits from a junior college as well. So if you have credits coming in, we would account for that. At least a 2.5 GPA, cumulative GPA, not your major GPA, and in good academic standing. Okay, and that would mean one is not on academic probation or has received an academic dismissal. All right, so where can you find information if you're interested? You can simply go to our website, hssfullerton.edu/study abroad. Write that down if you can, or take a snapshot of it. Or you can simply email me. Again, my name is JC Cover. My email address is jcover@fullerton.edu. And this is where you would find well, yeah, at least on the website, this is where you could find information about the program, each program, our virtual programs. Don't be alarmed if you don't see anything yet, because we're still developing our website for the virtual programs, upcoming virtual programs, and for the summer 2022 programs. But check the website once a week or once every 2 weeks for updates, and eventually you will see updated information per program. This is also where you would apply and see information about upcoming events like information sessions or study abroad fairs. All right, so let me just touch on our Cal State DC Scholars Program a little bit so you have an idea of what that entails. So, should you intern in DC? Why not? It's a great opportunity to work and learn in our nation's capital, while networking with potential employers and alumni to enhance your career opportunities. This is a great way to set yourself apart, similar to London. But one of the main benefits is that the focus is internships. You will have to intern, right? It's not like London where it's optional. You can either intern or not. With this program, you will have to intern. You would want to intern, right? I think every college student should intern at some point in time, because again, it will set you apart. You would have an advantage over many other applicants, right? You would become more marketable. You would stand out for employers. And again, with this program, despite the perception, excuse me, no matter what your interest or major is, there's an internship for you. In the past, this program did have a perception that it was, more beneficial for political science majors or criminal justice majors. That is not the case. Doesn't matter what your major is, does not matter what your career interests are. There's an internship for you in DC. Trust me. Okay. So similar to our study abroad programs, this summer we would be doing everything virtual, right? You'd still be able to fulfill any internship requirements that you might need or might not need while working towards graduation, all virtually. You would enroll in 6 units, including the 3 units for your internship. So, yes, you would be earning credit for that. And classes are designed to learn about DC's culture, history, and politics while connecting students with alumni mentors for career development. So all this is designed for you, for your advantage to be successful in life. And again, hopefully, of the on-site program would return in 2022. When it does return, there isn't a program fee for this program. You're just responsible for tuition and your housing and meals, essentially, right? And your housing, we set that up for you as we partner with a housing organization or a internship housing organization that will set your housing up for you. And these housing locations are generally located in the center of the city, making it easy for you to access, one, your classroom, two, different events that might be available, restaurants, different attractions, right? So you most likely you don't need to Uber or rent a car. You'd be able to walk around the city just fine. And everything essentially would be in walking distance from your housing and your classroom. This is just an example of different internships that are available. We've had students intern for the US Congress, House and Senate, federal agencies, advocacy groups, nonprofits, consulting firms, law firms, museums, media outlets, education associations, K to 12 and higher education, and more. And this just touches the surface. It doesn't really go into detail of what other students have done in the past, but I can guarantee you it's vast. What's the next steps? If you would like to learn more information about the DC Scholars Program, you can apply to the program by visiting the website there. Go ahead and take a snapshot of that or a mental note. Or if you have questions, you can email dcintern@fullerton.edu for future updates. Again, this program will be offered virtually in the summer. And if we're able to go back to our normal setting, it would be offered again, but on site. So you would actually go to DC in the spring of 2022 and in the summer of that same year. All right. That will conclude my portion of the presentation. I will leave it open to you guys. For anyone who has any questions, let me go ahead and open up the chat and see what we have.
Hey, JC, I answered a question on your behalf, but if you wanted to go ahead and add anything, it was about the summer virtual programs and the courses that they can get credit for.
Absolutely. So from what we know right now, each program will offer an HSS 350 course. Excuse me. So London, HSS 350, that will focus on London culture, London life and culture, right? And everything that I had mentioned as far as the different activities would comprise of that. In that course, it's an upper division GE. I believe it satisfies the C3 and Z GE category, and it's 3 units. For Mexico, it's also an HSS 350, which would include Mayan life and culture. So the focus would be on Mayan heritage in Yucatan, Mexico. It's also a 3-unit course, and it also covers C3 and category Z in the GE category. Yes, if anything changes with the courses, it would be very minor and you would know in advance. Also, we would disclose it on our website. But as far as I know, those are the 2 courses that you would be taking for the virtual programs.
Awesome. And another question is if you know when the deadlines will be for the DC summer program.
Yeah, I would imagine the deadline, the virtual program, that deadline would most likely be mid-March. Mid-March. And you'd be able to get that exact date if you were just to reference the website. But most likely it's going to be in March, which is what most of our application deadlines in the summer would be.
And we also have a question about if we'll be posting the PowerPoint, and I can go ahead and answer that. We are recording this session, so once all of our sessions are over, we'll go ahead and send you the live recordings, but we'll also post it on our website for you to access anytime.
Thank you, Abby.
Mm-hmm.
I like the system that we had, Abby. Would you mind going down the chat room to just see what questions are there? And I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
answer them?
I think that was actually it.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was all the questions we had.
Okay, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, with that said, I know we're out of time and I don't want to keep you guys hostage after 5, but please don't hesitate to send us an email. As Abby said, the PowerPoint will be available. If you want to speak to me personally, we can schedule a Zoom meeting, or you can simply email me and we can dialogue that way. We try to make ourselves, especially during these unfortunate times, as available as much as we can
Mhm.
for you guys to assist you. So again, if you don't have any other questions, thank you for joining this session. I look forward to meeting at least one of you in the future. And hey, go study abroad, go study away, and let's make it happen. Do it virtually and come back, and we'll come back. Well, yeah, come back basically, and let me know how it went. And
Yeah, and honestly, this virtual opportunity that HSS is giving is, I think, a really good way to put your foot in the door. Like, it's a good way to have that kind of preview of what study abroad is. And once we're allowed to travel again, you're on it. You know what to expect. You have an idea of what it is to even like be involved in this global educational world. And I think the fact that it's free is also another perk. So I'm so happy you're doing that.
absolutely, thank you, Abby. There you have it. It just didn't come from me.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for joining. And like I said, you'll have access to the recording. Yeah. If there's anything else, then we'll go ahead and end for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you, Abby. You're amazing.
Thank
Until
you.
next
You
time.
too. Thank you. See you. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.